Hey, hello everyone, welcome to this channel. Today we will go through some of the most frequently used tips and tricks in Excel that you come across in your professional life as well as in your personal life. In almost all the organization, Excel is being used. Let it be like Microsoft Office Excel or let it be Google spreadsheet. It's better, you learn Excel because it will be there in your entire life, or you will be using it in your entire life. Now again, in the personal life, you can make use of Excel for the daily or monthly expenses. So Excel is actually a part of your life. You cannot get rid of it. One of my senior recommended not to use mouse while working with Excel, and try to use keyboard as much as possible. He said because sooner you will realize how efficient or how productive you will become once you stop using the mouse, at least for the Excel. And then and that was a fact. I have seen many of my friends or even colleagues who don't use mouse, and they simply use keyboard to work with Excel, and they're amazing. So yeah, I'll not take much of your time. Make sure you bookmark this video, or go through this video at least once in a month, and try to utilize it in your daily activity, and make try to make it as a part of your life. So yeah, I mean, this video will surely change your life if you really follow it in your day-to-day life. And yeah, so let's start it. How to create or insert a new row instead of just the cell. So suppose I want to create a new or insert a new row over here. So what I will do, shift space, this will select the whole row, and then control shift and plus. So this will insert a new row. Then again, for example, control to select the whole row, it's shift and space, and then to create a new or insert a new row, it's control shift and plus. Now if I want to delete the whole row, it's again to select the whole row, it's shift and space, and then control shift and minus, or control minus. Again the same thing, control minus. If you want to insert a new column, you will do control and space, but in MacBook it's function control and space bar. Now this will select the whole column, and then you can do control and control shift plus, right? So yeah, I mean, you can do something like that, or let's say once more, control space and then plus. So this is how you can create or insert a new column. I'll just delete this. So how do we delete? It's again select the whole row and then delete. Right, now suppose I want to filter this data. So it's simple, control shift and L. Now suppose if you want to know the duplicate records in this column, what you can do in Office 365, you have an option of removing duplicates, right? You select it. Now it asks whether you want to expand the selection. So expand the selection means it will select the whole all the columns, and then we'll check for the duplicate or a duplicate record. So in this you'll not find any duplicate record if you click on expand the selection, because then each row is unique over here, right? But if you select continue with the current selection, so it will look for the duplicate records in the first name itself. And then if you click remove duplicates, it will ask you which all columns do you want to select, right? So basically, since you said it's only do not expand, so it will give you only the column B, and click on OK, so it will remove. Now there is one more way of not removing the duplicate, but to find if there is a duplicate data or not. Go to home button, and then condition formatting, highlight cell rules and duplicate values. So what this will do, it will show you which all records are duplicated. I think this is really good, when you have a large data. Yeah. One thing which came to my mind is about the XLOOKUP. I think I need to create one XLOOKUP as an individual video, because in Office 365 XLOOKUP has been introduced, because of some issues with the VLOOKUP function in the previous versions of Excel or Offices. So one of the most frequent topic, or one of the most frequent the trick I would say, is to sum a list of numbers. Now, let's say you have a list of suppose 7 or 8 numbers, and then you want to sum it up. But normally what you do, you go to like type sum and then open the bracket and do something like this, right? Or I have seen some people who also goes like sum and then using mouse to select all these cells and then doing the sum. But now there is a shortcut for this. You simply click on your alt tab and then equal to. So yeah, as you can see, the sum formula will be inserted as soon as you do the alt and equal to shortcuts, or yeah, keys. But if there is no data in between, now then it will not work. So it will just sum, if you see it starts from A5 to A7. So basically it took A5 to A7 and not the previous one. So you have to make sure there is always a value in between, then only it will work. Now if I do something like this, it will take the sum. So this is the shortcut key for doing a sum of all the values in a row. Okay, now if what if you want to format this cell? There is one way is to right click and then click on format cells, and then going to this particular let's say number or currency. Then you select the particular whatever the format that you want. But again, there is a trick for, or shortcut for this as well. Just simply do control and 1. Here it is. So you have like what now, number, currency, whatever you want to select, and click or enter. Okay, so this is your formatting as well. So this was our second trick, I would say. Now let's say you want to insert a new row, and you don't want to use the mouse like we normally do, like right click and then insert, and then a window pops up asking what to do with this. You can do similar to that as well in as a shortcut as well. So simply do control shift and plus, and then you will get the similar pop-up asking what to do. So yeah, and then you normally we do the cell down, so shift cell down and press enter. And if you want something to be added below 34, so you have to come down, and then this is how the shortcut. So it's basically shift, control shift and plus sign, right? Now whatever we did, like adding a new or inserting a new cell, and if you want to repeat the same thing again, you just simply select F4. See, now when you do F4, it will just repeat the previous action. It's again one of the trick, I would say. Now this one you must probably be knowing how to undo the command, or the step that we have taken. It's simply control Z or control Z. That will undo the actions that you did the last time. Control C, you all know. Now suppose we have what we say, we have a text over here, and I would like to create a hyperlink, right? Normally what we do, we go to this particular cell, right click, and then where it is, create an hyperlink, right? Now the shortcut for this in Windows is control and K. So control K will give you the option to select the address, or the hyperlink link, and then once you click like dot google.com and click enter, it will now take you to the google.com website. So yeah, I mean that's the trick or the shortcut to create a hyperlink. Now suppose this one most probably you'll be knowing how to search for a particular value or the text. It's simply control F. So control F generally gives you some kind of this kind of window which will help you to find something. Like suppose if I want to find 12, this is 12. Now here there are a few more options that you can see. If you want to search this 12 only within this sheet, then you just select sheet. But there is another way of searching. It's by selecting the workbook. Now suppose this 12, let me show it to you. Now suppose this 12 is there in the sheet 2 as well, and if you are searching for 12 within the workbook, then it will show you the no the next sheet as well. So yeah, but I think in this is MacBook, but in Windows it will show you the list of all the sheets or references, which worksheet you have 12. So it will give you the list. Now suppose you want to find something and then replace it with some value, and for that what you can do control and H. What control H gives you is to replace it with, suppose now I want to replace it with 23, right? And then I replace it. So now it is asking, since I have selected workbook, that's why it took me to the next sheet as well. But yeah, normally if you see, now it is 23 over here. So that the shortcut key was control H. Now when if you want to suppose edit this cell, the active cell. So basically if you have selected a particular cell, then that cell is called the active cell. Now if I want to edit this cell without using the mouse, generally what we do, we take the mouse and go over there and then type. But if you want, you can also use the shortcut key to edit it. It's basically F2. So F2 will take you to the last entry, or the last or the end of that content, right? So like this one, I'm pressing F2 and then it will take you to the last one. I mean, you don't need to double click on that cell, with the mouse. Now most of us may not know, but there is spell check as well. Now suppose I'm saying search, okay. So instead of, I just missed C word over here, I think, yeah. And then if I click on F7, so basically what it does, it looks for the matching words, or I can say it does the spell check, in Excel as well. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of handy, I would say. Then if I want to change, I can select this one and then click on change. Do you want to continue checking at the beginning of the sheet? No, because I know only, I don't want to. So basically, yeah, so the shortcut is F7 to do the spell check. Now suppose you want to see the formula of this, this cell. Generally sometimes this formula is too long that we cannot see. So if you do control and the key near to this tilde key, tilde key is something, if you remember, something like this one. There is another key near to this, which is this one. So if you do control and go to this active or this cell, and then you do control and this key, it will show you the formula as well. So even if you do enter, it will not change. So basically it will just show you the formula, right? So this is again a trick that you can use maybe. One of the most frequently used not formula, but the shortcut is control D. Now suppose I have this formula over here, and then I want to use the similar formula, so I will just do control D. Now if you see, now what it has done, so basically it has copied the cell from the above cell. So it's not only the formula, but now suppose if I have, suppose 45, 22, copy the same value from above to the rest of the cell. It's the control D, and this is really very very beneficial when you come or when you work with Excel, because I do this, or I use this shortcut very often. Now we will see how to autofill the series or the formulas. Now suppose I have a count over here 1 and 2. Now I want to fill this for rest of the what I will do, I'll just select the corner right bottom, I would say, and then just drag it, and then it will fill. Now sometimes let's say month. So we have January. Right now you need to fill for the rest of the month as well. I'll not say month, but what it will do, when I double click on this, it will fill till there is a data. So just like double click and then it will fill. Now these two are not related, but the thing is, since the data is here, it will fill till this is data. Now suppose if I'm just undoing it, and if I have suppose 11 and 12, right? So and if I select 11 November, December. So see now, this number is not related to this month. It's just auto fills the month irrespective of the values over here. It's just checking whether there is a value or not, and if there is a value, then it will fill. There is another way. If you see, you can copy the cells, fill the series, and something like that, or fill the months. Now, one of the important thing, or the shortcut I would say, is to copy, or copy the format. Now, suppose I'll show you something. Now, see, this is the format of what I did. I used a function named text, and then with the help of that, I selected the value and then the format which I want. Now, what I want to do is to now what I wanted to show is something. Now suppose you have this date format, you have this date format, number format, right? This is the date format, but what happens, sometimes when we enter the data in an Excel sheet, it shows you in a text format. So instead of just going one by one, or converting this date, or this number field into a date field, what you can do, you can select some any of the other existing date format, like this one, and then there is a small button over here which says copy formatting from one location to and apply it another. So select this. So basically what it is doing, it is selecting the format and then select this whole column. Or even if you don't want to do the formatting for the whole column, what you can do, you can simply format it for for particular rows, I would say. This is really useful, and again this comes very handy if you plays with data or Excel sheet very frequently. Then you need to learn how to do this, because it comes I mean it gets used on the day-to-day basis. Now, another thing which comes to my mind is something, I use it. Now suppose when I normally work in any SQL query systems like SQL Server, I need to make all these texts together, like something like I need to concatenate all these texts together, or the rows together. So for what I do for that, now let's say is equal to, I'll just show it to you one by one, and then you'll be able to understand. And then again, I'll just this one, and then this. So basically, what we are first adding is a single inverted comma, the first character and the last character, and then again, I just did the control D, or I'll just show you again. So what I did, I typed the formula over here, or the text over here, came to this cell, and then I did control down, or not control down, control cursor down, and then I came to the last row of the column, and then I did moved my cursor just one point, and then I selected control shift and up cursor, and then control D. I will describe you in the more detailedly this one when I'll write the text while editing this step. This is really useful. Again, what we are going through is some of the most frequently used, I would say, shortcuts. Now, I added the single inverted comma, in the text. Now, what I need is this one and this one. Now, if you see, this has is something which we can use, but again, there is missing, this comma is missing in between January and February, or February and March. So what we basically need to do, we need to add the comma as well. So what I do for that, when we are creating this formula, I just add one comma over here. This is also a way, you know, but now then you have to take care that the last character is also comma. So I mean, it's up to you how do you want to utilize this. But again, sometimes what I do, instead of you know adding the comma over here, what I do, I'll just show you, is equal to this one, and then this one. So in this way, now there will not be any extra comma at the end of the character, or this line, so you can utilize this. Normally this is done when you are working with programming things, or you want to bring all these rows together and then you run some queries on SQL or Oracle, something like this. What you can do over here, I think it's control G. Yeah. So when you do this, control G, then go to special blanks. Now what it will do, it will select the whole all the blank cells. Let me add one more data over here so that you can see what I'm talking about. Control G, special blanks. Now if you see, we had two blank columns, or not columns but the cells over here. Now if I want to insert some specific numbers over here, so if I want to add 0, I'll just enter 0 and see. So it will basically select all the blank cells, and then we can replace it. Now we can also do something like, since the data is missing over here, I don't want to keep this data in my system or in my Excel. So what I will do, control G, and then select space blanks. Okay, and then I will do control minus. So what control minus will do, it will delete. So basically what it will do, it will delete those cells with the blank data. Well, yeah, it will not delete the whole rows. That is something you need to take care. So if there is a indexing of the data, then you need to make sure that you are not losing the data, or you are not deleting the incorrect data or the correct data. Okay, now suppose you have this data, and then you need to do the sum of these data, and the sum should come over here, and then the sum should come over here. I'll just fill this column or cells with data. Now what we need to do, we need to sum, and then we need to do the fill the both. I mean, we need to fill the data or sum on the row level and on the column level. So how do we do that? Let's select the whole, no, the whole all the columns or the range. Then we can do alt and equal to. So in Windows it's all alt equal to, and in Mac I think it's command and option equal to. So what it will do, it will fill the range. That's it for now. Then I will come up with more functions and formulas. I think we already started one series. I just thought to do this because there have been some requests. So yeah, that's it. That's for now.